Hi, it's Nathan here. Section 62 through 77 of the WHS Regulations covers confined spaces. So first of all, it talks about businesses that have management or control of confined spaces, saying they need to prevent entry, prevent inadvertent entry, and that extends to things like fences, signage. Then it talks about designers and manufacturers and how they need to eliminate the need to enter confined spaces if possible. So if you're designing a building or designing a piece of plant, you need to try to design it in a way that workers don't need to access confined spaces if possible, but that's not always possible. And then in relation to confined space entry work, it talks about confined space entry permits. So confined space entry permits are the only permits that are specifically mentioned in the regulations, or the permit to work systems that are specifically mentioned in the regulations. It says access to a confined space needs to be controlled by a permit system. Then it goes through all of the hazards related with confined space work and the duties business to manage those risks. So things like ensuring there's safe access and egress. It also has an exclusion to say that these procedures or these sections of the regulations don't apply to entering a confined space during a rescue situation. Still needs to be done as safe as possible, but basically saying these conditions don't need to be met. Talks about rescue plans, talks about the training of workers, talks about isolation of services or any energy sources that could affect the confined space, talks about gas testing, talks about entry logs. Yeah, but the main thing from a company's perspective is access needs to be controlled, signage, fencing or gates, and then all work needs to be done under a permit, and a good permit will tell you all of the controls that need to be in place, and all of our workers need to be trained in confined space entry. They don't necessarily need the unit of competency confined space entry, although that is a good place to start, but they need to be trained nonetheless. Hope that helps.